My name is Benjamin Marshall Phillips. I go by Ben Marshall as my singer-songwriter name, my artist name. I'm actually from a little town called Podo, Oklahoma. It's very close to Podunk, but beautiful place. When I was young, I used to make up songs, going to church and singing and listening to the gospel choir in the hometown until I was 14 and I got my first guitar. Played guitar all the way through high school, and then started really writing songs after high school.
When you reminisce, do you hold on to what could have been?
When I look back, I didn't write Feeling of Madness and Wildfire to be similar. But it's crazy sometimes what comes out when you just sit down to write a song lyrically. The song is actually not about a relationship. It's actually about an individual who needs to escape and get away for a little while. The girl with the glasses, I wanted to use that as a peak of her madness, so to speak, that pushed her to that breaking point to get out and get away from it all, and just, we all get to a point to where we're fed up and we've had enough and we need to escape, and that's what I wanted her frustration and her distress to show, that she was ready to get it all. That's what pushed her over the edge to get out of town, to get back to reality and what's real, and to sort of dismiss the things that we worry about on a day-to-day basis that aren't really important, and get back to the bare bones of life, really, and who you are. We tied the car and the girl in the breakdown scene in as being a scene to represent maybe an uncircumstantial type situation where you didn't expect something to happen, but it all worked out to be good, what you needed. The video shows the girl in distress and kind of getting away from what was real to her, bringing her back to the reality of being with something that was right, doing the right thing, and sort of escaping the feeling of madness. And that's exactly what that wraps the whole video up right there in itself, is when you step back and put everything into perspective. This is reality, and this is where I need to be. But one of my favorite songs that I've written is Wildfire. It was one of those songs that just it literally just came out. I think when we sat down to do pre-production for Wildfire, when we put it on the album, we had to make very minimal changes to anything in that song. It was just really simple. It was something that we threw on the album at the very last minute, and I just love it. I love playing it, and I love it that it's just a simple acoustic singer, songwriter, artist song, and it's just very raw. I like that.
You hide it all deep inside your heart. You're dreaming of a wildfire.
The inspiration for Wildfire was kind of derived from just getting caught up in the mix, having the materialistic things that supplement your life sometimes, that you forget about, what's real and what's really going on, and sometimes how much of a wreck things can be, and how much of a wreck that people often cover up with it. And I'm guilty of it myself. But that was my biggest inspiration for that song. We all tend to have different emotions at different times, obviously, but when I have a peak of emotion somewhere, whether it's sad or happiness or craziness or whatever's going on in life, I have a tendency to have a pretty good song come out of it, at least a start to one. And it, to me, it's like eating, like breathing, like working out. Songwriting to me is just natural. And with music, it seems like there's that voice that would never go away, that would never stop. And finally pursuing it, I feel like it's incredible for me to have this one thing going on. This is like my career. I don't have to balance work and love and friendships and everything else. And I guess I'm excited about putting all that work and that energy into the one thing that I love to do, and the one thing that seems to be going really well at the moment. And I would just love to do that for the longevity if I can.
You're dreaming of a wildfire. You're dreaming of a wildfire.